Alrighty, hi guys. Something different for today. I had a company reach out to me and ask if I wanted to review their products for an unbiased opinion, and I said, sure, send me your stuff. And so it has arrived. I have not used them, but I have taken them out of the box and checked them out because I wanted to make a swatch chart and have that ready to go so that I can swatch them all for you guys. So let's get into it. What they sent me is from a company called ZSCM. I had never heard of them before, but they reached out to me. They do pens, markers, gel pens, those kinds of things. And so perfect fit for me, right? So the first thing I asked for, they gave me a little bit of an allowance and said, pick whatever you want off our website under, this dollar amount. And so that's what I did. And so one of the things I did, let's start from the smallest to the biggest. I got this pack of 12 outline pens, which I've never tried before. They're sort of a glittery pen. And they're supposed to be where it's got like a silver in the middle and the color on the outlines. Let's see if I can take it out of the package like that. So it's supposed to have an outline around when you draw. It is a sort of a paint marker type of pen. So you have to prime the pen just like you do with like Poscas or any other paint markers. So that will be a thing. Oh, I didn't grab myself a scrap piece of paper to do that on. Hang on one moment, please. Grab me a piece of scrap paper over here. Okay, there we go. Piece of scrap paper. Alrighty, so that's the first thing I asked for. Second thing I asked for were a dual tip brush and fine liner, because I love me some fine liners, but I also like a brush tip. So I got that. And then the last thing I got was this giant box of paint markers. There's 56 pieces in here. And yes, I did open them just to see how they come. There's the different they come in 3 different sets. There's a pastel set in here, each one with 12 markers. So there's a pastel set of 12. There is a classic set of 12. There is a glitter set of 12. And then there's a box that has some black and white, just black and white, which I thought was really a great idea. Now, I've already opened this once, but I was super impressed. This is exactly what it looked like when I opened the box. They come with nibs, extra nibs, you guys. And apparently these markers are dual tipped, but if you want to switch it from, it says it has chisel or bullet, but if you want to switch them, they're not dual tipped where it's one on one end and one on the other. The actual nib has 2 ends to it. So if you want to switch it over from a bullet nib to a chisel or vice versa, you actually have to take some pliers. I don't know if you can see that on the instructions. You have to take some pliers, pull out the nib, and flip it around. So one end of the nib is a chisel, and one end of the nib is a bullet. I don't really care with paint markers. I usually use Posca, and I've always have the bullet nib on it. But I think it's really cool that it came with some replacement nibs in case you do something that causes your nib to fail. You have some extras. So it came with a box of 20 acrylic paint markers that are just black and white, 10 black and 10 white. That's awesome because, black and white are your colors you use all the time, right? And what happened to my sharp pointy thing? There it is. Let me open. Like I said, I opened the big box, but I didn't open the boxes inside. But I just wanted to see how they came. Are you all the way out? I feel like you're very close to me, but that's just because this box is so big. Let me just move this box back here so I can open those a little bit further away from my lens. There we go. So here is the black and white. Do they come with some sort of instruction? This is thank you for your purchase. Okay. There's the black and white ones, acrylic paint marker. Marks on anything water-based. Pigment ink, strong covering torse. I think they mean force. They may have a few issues with translation. Sunproof and waterproof. Okay, so there's white ones and black ones in there. 10 of each. That'll be useful for all sorts of things. Okay, so there's that. Then there is a box. This is the classic one. Get out my sharp pointy thing again. Open the end. Oop. I don't want to cut the box. There we go. So, like I said, it says 3 to 5 millimeter reversible chisel or bullet tip. It shows us painting on rocks, which is one of the things I want to try with this. Ooh, wow. Look at those bright colors. Awesome sauce. So those are the classic ones. And like I said, it looks like you, shake them, get them activated. I really like that it has a clear barrel. So you can see the actual paint. So you don't have to guess based on the cap what color it is. You can actually see the paint straight through the marker. That's cool. That's very cool. And you'll be able to know when you're out of paint because you'll be able to see it. And we'll be able to just shake those up and get that. But you can see that you really need to give it a good shake because you can see how, acrylic will separate like that. That's no big deal. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so that's the classic one. I have no room on my desk for all of this. Okay. Next one, this is the glitter set. Let me open that. Come on. That's the glitter set. Very cool. Love it. Love it. Love it. And then there is the Pastel Set. Give that a cut. Open that one up. Oh, those are pretty. That one's not exactly pastel. I wouldn't call that pastel. Although from the cap, it looks like it. So maybe it just needs to be shaken up. Oh yeah, see the white's on the bottom. It's just, it has settled. Settled in transit. They're going to take a long time to shake and make sure that they're all nice and juicy and mixed. But that's that. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Where am I going to start? Let's start with the fun thing. The one I really want. I was most excited about these paint markers because I really needed some. And I have a small set of Poscas. I think it's a 12-piece set, maybe 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, it looks like it's a 12-piece set over there. But I really wanted to do this rock painting. At our church, one of the young ladies has done for her Girl Scout project, a planter box in the back of our sanctuary, and she's got a bunch of river rocks there. And I thought it would be fun as a group to make some painted designs on some of the rocks and put them in the garden. And I really didn't want to use my Poscas because Poscas are quite expensive. So I'm going to try one of these. Let me just shake up. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Really needs to be shaken a lot. I can see that. But I like that I can see through the barrel, and I know when it's been shaken enough, because, you know, that's the one thing with the Poscas is you're not 100% sure you have given it a good enough shake. But see, now look at, now that's more pastel. That wasn't pastel before. It was that dark turquoise. But now that it's been mixed up with the white that's in the barrel, it is much more pastel. Okay, so let's, and then what you do with these kinds of pens, I don't know if you're familiar with them. If not, I will show you. You just push on the nib to get the paint flowing down into the tip. You can already see it starting to work right there. Doesn't take much, usually 2 or 3 times for it to get going, and it just starts traveling down into the nib. See? You can see it moving. Do a couple more. Here it comes. It's a slow process, but once it gets there, then you're all good. And you just have to be patient. And I'm not going to make you sit through me priming and swatching all of these things. I will show you 1 or 2. There we go. But I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing. What I did do is, let's see, this is pastels. I don't want to mix them up. Okay. I did make a swatch chart for all of these. And I did a black paper one and a white paper one, just so that we can see what the colors look like on both. So that's why I wanted to take everything out of the box so I could be prepared for this part. These ones all have color names. The outline ones, these ones didn't have color names, so I just made up names for these. So I called it dark blue, light blue, yellow, gold, orange, green, magenta, purple, pink, red, silver, and black is how I, because they don't seem to have any color names on here, but these have to do the same way. It looks like we have to give them a good shake. Where's my, give them a good shake. Shaky, shaky, shaky. And these ones you can't really see the color. You can see a little bit at the bottom, but you can't, it's not a clear barrel like those other ones. So it's going to be a little harder to tell if this is fully shaken. If you've done a good shaking job. We're going to, and then you have to prime it just the same way. Doesn't take too long to come down. That's good. Sometimes the nibs are not very absorbent, and it takes a really long time for the pen to start to write. Okay. Oh, that's cool. All right. I've never used one of these before. Can you see what's happening there on the page? It's silver in the middle, and it has the outline of the color around the outside. It's subtle, but it's really cool. It does bleed through to the other side of thin paper, so you know you want to keep that in mind. Let's see. Let's swatch that one all the way on my white paper. So this is the dark blue one. So that was this one. And let's do like Oh, that's kind of cool. Very cool. Huh. Okay, let's do it on the black paper also. It's less effective on the black paper. You don't see the outline. I expected to see more of the outline. I see it just a smidge, but not that much. That's interesting. I thought it would be really, really good on the dark paper. We will have to see as I move on and see a variety of things. Let me go into the pastel one. Let's prime the. Oh goodness. Okay. They're not in the tray in the order that they are on the swatch on the box. Okay, that's. I put the swatch colors in the order that they were on the box. And for the pastel, let me zoom out. Oop, wrong way. For the pastels, it said either gray, pink, aquamint, baby blue, or gray, aquamint, green, yellow. It's neither of those inside the package. So I'm going to have to figure out which is which, because do they have names on them? Clearly this is the aquamint? No. Deep green? Maybe. Do they have names? They do not have names. And they don't have any sort of number here with the barcode. So I'm going to have to figure out which pen is which and put them in the right order. So the first one is gray. That's clearly this one. If you are colorblind and you need the names of the colors, that is a thing that I would suggest to them in the future if they change their packaging design, is to put the color names actually on their product and not just on the swatch on the box. FYI, if they are listening to me, that would be a suggestion of mine. I'm going to shake up this gray one, and we're going to do the first swatch here, and then I'm not going to make you sit through all the swatching. We will come back when I'm done, because this is going to take a while to shake all these pens and get them primed. Each one is going to take its own sweet time. I may take a handful of them at once and give them all a shake all at one time. But we're going to get started with this. I'm going to put the lid on. Make sure you always put the lid on before you shake, just in case it decides it's going to leak. Okay, that seems to be running. All right, so the pastel gray here on black. Oh, then maybe I didn't get that. Yeah. Okay, so I might not have got this shook up good enough yet. We're going to give it another try, but that didn't come down very well on the black, and when I try to do a second layer, it's pulling the paper up, so that's not good. Okay, so we're going to give these all the best benefit of the doubt we can. Like I said, the gold standard is a Posca pen. I'm really hopeful that these are really good, especially for the price. You know, I'm not expecting these to be Posca quality, because they are less than half the price of Posca. The big set of the paint pens currently on their website is $55.99, which so it's $56 for 56 count, so it's $1 a pen. Whereas the Poscas, currently the biggest set I could find at the moment in my area anyway was 24 colors with plus 7 glitter pens, which is 31 pens for $69.99 or $2.25 a pen. So there's that. Okay, let's try again now that it's mixed up more. Okay, it's still not opaque on my black paper. Let's try it on the white. Okay, on white it's working really well. So it's not as opaque as a Posca, and that's good to know. That's why you test things. That's why you swatch. You need to know your product. Doesn't mean that it's a bad product. It just means that it might not be good on black. I don't know yet. So I'm gonna do all of this shaking and testing and all of that, and I'll be back. What I did have though is the brush pens. We don't have to shake those up. The dual brush pens came also. This is surprising for an inexpensive brush company. They also came with replacement nibs for both the brush side and two for the fine liner side. That is seriously unusual for a lesser expensive pen company. At this current moment that I'm filming this, on their website, this package is $16.99 or $17 for 25 pens, which makes them 68 cents a pen. And their set goes up to 160 colors. For the paint pens, their sets go up to 60 colors or 60 pens. I don't know if it's 60 different colors or if they count all of these 10 acrylic paint markers as, or the 20 count box of black and white in that. I don't know. Didn't really give that close in depth of researching. But for 68 cents a pen, and you get some replacement nibs in case you goof something up, that's pretty impressive, I must say. They also don't have color names, but they do have numbers. I noticed that on their barrels. And it came this way in this rainbow order, but you'll notice that the color goes 32, 30, 31, and then it goes to 41, 24, 7, 3. So because they have sets all the way up to 160 colors, I'm sure that that's why they've just selected certain ones from their big set to make the smaller sets. So their colors aren't going to go in order, but we're going to give a little test. Let's just start with the black one, which is this one, number 93. Here's the fine liner tip. That's nice. Does it say what size their fine liner is? It does not, I don't think. Tell me, let me look at the back. No, it doesn't tell me what size the nib is, the fine liner nib, but that's a nice fine liner nib. It appears to be approximately the same size as a, not that one. Where's my pens? I've buried them all underneath all these boxes. Approximately a .02 from the Copic multiliners, which means that they are, and that's a 7. Where'd my 2 go? Oh my gosh, I've got such a mess on my desk. .02, which does not tell me what millimeter. Okay. Anyway, that seems to be about a .02 size. That's nice. And then let's do the brush as well. Let's see how this brush goes. Is it firm? Is it soft? Is it really squishy? Does it splay out? How thin of a line can we get? The ink for the black seems to be a little bit gray. It doesn't have the super fine point, but it's got a good enough. And you can get it pretty wide. It's firm yet flexible for the nib. Not bad. For I mean, if you told me this was a 68-cent marker, I would not believe you. That's pretty darn good. Okay. So what I will do is I will turn off my camera. Oh, I want to test something. Does it cap on the other end while you're working? Ugh. It fits on, but it's loose and it falls off. Well, that's a little disappointing. At least it fits on, but I tend to hold my pen. I guess if you're holding it upright, you just have to be careful not to tip your pen. How about the other way around? How about if from the brush marker onto this end? Does that stay? Okay, that recaps. That stays. So if you're using the brush marker end, you can recap on the top. That's good to know. I don't like it when I lose my caps, so I like them to recap. I will do some swatching, and I'll be back to show you what all I have discovered. And then swatching is not going to be enough. So over the next few videos, I'm going to do a project, one with each of the type of supplies, and really give them a good go. It's not fair to just, just swatch and just say that, well, that's it. You really need to use a whole project. So I'm going to swatch. I'll be back and give you my thoughts of what I've thought so far, and then make a plan for the next few videos. I'll be back in a few minutes. You will see me in just a second or two. I will sit here probably for an hour priming pens and swatching. So I'll be back. All right, everybody, I'm back. It's been just seconds for you, milliseconds even. For me, it's been about 2 hours. This was a long process. I knew it was going to be. That's a lot of pieces, 25 plus 50, well, 12, 24. So about 48, 52, 55, something like that. Things to swatch. That's a lot. I knew it was going to take a while, but I'm back. My findings. So the paint markers, the paint pens, do great on the white. Obviously, you can't see white on white, but there they are. They did a great job. As long as you don't go over it too much. See that little piece of paper? Gosh, hard to see. That little chunk of paper right there. That's where I went over it twice while it was still wet on the paper, and it started lifting the paper. That is not a fault of the marker. That has to do with the fact that I oversaturated the paper. The smaller the packs, the pack that had the 20 pieces of small black and white pens, that's these. They are a much smaller nib. Let me show you. There's the nib on these, and they make a nice fine line like that. You can get some pretty good. So if you wanted to do like tangle patterns on a surface that you normally couldn't draw on with your regular pens, I would absolutely highly recommend these. Look at that. That's a nice thin line as compared to, this. The other thing I noticed, like the glitter ones, they're sort of metallic, but not super metallic. See, when I tip them into the light, they're a little shiny, but not as shiny as I expected. I expected them to be more sparkly. That's fine. It's just I had an expectation in my head. The outline ones are really cool. The darker colors show up better. But even the silver, I didn't think silver would be a good one, but it shows up as a silver metallic with a kind of gray outline. The black one is cool. I didn't think that would be good either. They're all really cool, but they don't show up very well on the black. I'll show you the black paper in a second. The dual brush markers, these all are really nice. I like the way they draw. I like the way they write. They would be a really good if you're bullet journaling. This, I would really recommend these as a budget-friendly option for pens, because the fine tip does really good job, and so does the brush tip. A couple of things I didn't test with them, and I'm going to test them with you, is I did not check to see how they like layer up on them each other. So we're going to do that. Let's take like two colors that I know will kind of go together. Let's take a light purple and maybe a pink or an orange, even a yellow. Well, let's take a blue and let's take a yellow. And I want to just see what happens if we try to do some either blending, not blending, but you know, overlap the markers. I feel like this is not on all the way. I don't know. So there's the purple. And of course they are water-based markers, so like if you go over them in layers, you're going to see the layers. Oops. You can't see anything I'm doing. Let's try that again. So if you layer over them, you are going to see those spots because it's a water-based marker. It's not going to blend into each other. That's okay. I expect that from a water-based marker, but I want to see what happens if you put them on top of one another. Do you get a, not a blend, but what goes on here? Oh, look, you do get a nice kind of a green. So if you were, let's say you were making some kind of a drawing, and you wanted to then put a wash of color over the top, you could absolutely do that. That's not probably the best showing of that. Let's do that again like this, and put the yellow over the top. Absolutely could do that. So that's good. That's good to know. The other thing is that I noticed right off that the cap matches what comes out on the paper. See? Purple is purple. Blue is blue. Oops, you can't see that. Let me zoom back out again. Oh, wrong direction. Okay. It pretty much matches. It's not exactly the same. It's a little bit, you know, they're not going to be exactly the same. That's just, you expect that. But they're similar enough that if I grab this pen, I will expect that color to come out. My problem with my previous brush pens, number one, they don't have a dual tip, so I can't get a fine line if I even try. But like these ones, this to me in real life is sort of a lilac-y color. Now on the camera it's a little bit more blue, but look what happens when I put this down. It is a dark purple or a dark blue based on the camera. That and that do not match. And I am forever grabbing a color when I think it's going to be a light color and I get a dark one. It drives me absolutely insane. You know, or I grab one that I think might be not a bad color and I get like no color. That's hardly any color. It's lighter than the barrel. So I am really frustrated with these particular markers. So 100% these brush markers are going to go into my drawer that I leave for the kids when they come over and they can color away. And I am definitely replacing them with these. These are way, way better. Absolutely. 100% worth your money. Um, Put those back. Of course, the lighter colors are harder to see. You know, these lighter yellows are harder to see, but they do show up. And I've noticed that as they dry, they're getting a little bit darker. So they dry a little darker than when they first go down. There's two nice grays, a cool gray and a warmer gray. It's got a good range of colors. I really, if I was in the market for more colors in a coloring pen set, it was 100% I would buy the bigger set. Rather than the 52, I would buy a bigger one. They go all the way up to 160 colors. So I do think that this is a pretty good bargain. The outline pens are a little pricey. They end up costing about $2 a pen. But for something fun and playful, maybe especially if you're doing like card making, these would be awesome. Okay. Now the black paper. All of them, if I did a second layer on the black paper, they showed up better. The first layer just sucked right into the paper. Now, I don't know if that's a function of these pens or if it's a function of this paper that I'm using. That I'm not sure of. So I'm going to do a little test. The glitter ones showed up better because they're a more metallic. The first layer showed up pretty good. Showed up better with the color with the second layer. They all kind of washed out, though they're not super vibrant. And then the outline ones, you see the silver, but you don't see any of the outline. And I noticed when I did these on the back of this page, the outline one was the only one that went through the cardstock. And the only thing that went through the cardstock was the color of the outline. So what I suspect these pens are is a combination of a silver water-based marker and an alcohol marker with the color. And since the they will repel each other, one's water-based and one's alcohol-based, they will repel one another. And I think that's what's happening, is that the alcohol marker is just expelling out to the sides and just ending up on the paper right at the edges. I think that's how they do it. I'm not sure, but I suspect that based on the fact that the watercolor, the color went through the back. Now this business where it says pastel and glitter, was a little disappointed that the gold in the pastel set was the exact same gold as the gold in the glitter set. This gold and this gold turned out to be the exact same pen color. A little disappointed with that, just because you're expecting all these colors and you actually are one down because those are the same color. I wanted to test on the black paper 3 of the new markers and 3 Poscas, just to see if it's the paper or the marker that is having the resistance problem. So I'm going to make sure they're all shook up. And we're just going to do the new ones. See how those they just disappear. Red, blue, and green. Just like that. And then Poscas, we're going to do red. Oh, it's the paper. Good to know. See, I was thinking that blue, I was thinking that it was the marker. But since Poscas are doing the exact same thing, their Poscas are a little more vibrant on the black, but they're doing the same sort of thing. The paper is just sucking the marker right in. Good to know. See, that's why you do all these kinds of tests. On this corner here, let's do the same thing. And I want to see if they will, what they will do if you try to overlap them a little bit. That's not good on paper. Paper doesn't like this. So I'm not expecting great things. But you can draw right on top. Let's see on this one that's already dry. Oh yeah, it goes right over. Perfect. Okay. That is no problem whatsoever. And then let's see what a Posca looks like side by side. Colors are going to be slightly different. But the experience should be the same. I don't think I pushed that one. That one might be low on fluid. Ooh. They're slightly different in fluidity, but they work very much the same. That's the Poscas. That's the other one. They both go over a dried one very well. They don't really blend because that's not really their thing. But if you were budget conscious and you've never tried paint markers, but you never wanted to spend that much money on a Posca pen, this is a really good alternative, and you get a lot of paint. Look at the size of the barrel of the markers in comparison. So this is clearly, it says on the outside 20% more capacity, and I believe them. I believe that there is more paint inside that pen than this pen. The weight difference is considerable, but then again, I've used these, so these may be close to being empty. So that I can't really use as 100% as a guide, but here you can see. So overall, I think these as budget friendly. The outliners, I don't know if that would be something that would be useful all the time. The paint markers, I'm definitely looking forward to using them in an actual project. I do believe that as a takeaway, the only thing I would do differently with these paint markers is I would make sure that I had either a name or a number on all of these colors, just because if you are a colorblind artist or like that, some people really do need the color names. I know that for those of us who see a large range of color, that we can tell all these colors apart quite easily. Like I can tell the pastels from the classics, like this yellow and this yellow, this yellow and this yellow don't look the same to me. But for some people, those two might look exactly the same. For some people who have red-green problems, this green and this red might look like the same color. So it really would help if they put names on them. But other than that, I am really impressed. This is a fairly new company. I tried to research them just a little bit just to see. They said that they are new on the market. There isn't a lot of reviews out there. There are a few, but there aren't a whole lot. I did not watch anybody else's reviews on YouTube because I wanted to form my own personal opinion. And yeah, so over the next few videos, I am going to try these all out. Oh, I forgot to tell you. In the description box below, there's going to be a link. If you want to pick up any of these, maybe wait until I'm finished with the other videos. Or if you like what you saw here, they did give me a discount code. So you go to ZSCM Future. I had never heard of ZSCM before. Apparently, they do pens, office supplies, mostly pens. They had gel pens. They had gel pen refills. If you guys do a lot of gel pen and you have the pen has run out of ink, they actually sell a set of gel pen refills, which I thought was interesting. But go to zscmfuture.com /discount/Dawn to get 10% off your order. When you go up to their website, it will come up with a little thing at the bottom for you to activate your 10% off. I accidentally closed my window on my phone here, and so I can't show you what it looks like, but I can show you what their website looks like. Let me turn off my light. There's their website. When I first did this, it came up here on the bottom. It had a little bar across the bottom, and it said activate your 10% discount. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and as I was searching for the pricing to let you guys know what the current prices were, I clicked on the X and I exited out, and now I can't show you where the 10% discount is. But you can see here are the different pen types, the brush pens, the outline pens, the acrylic pens. Then they also have gel pen sets. So if you really like gel pens, look at that. You can get 100 colors of gel pens, or you could get for only $10.99. Look at this deal. $10.99. You can get 100 refills for your gel pens. So if you got a bunch of gel pens that are drying up, $11 and you can get 100 refills. That's awesome, right? If you want to check to see what other products they may have, you go here and you can go in here, and then it shows you the different things, their best sellers, so forth. It gives you an About Us page. So tells about their story a little bit. They are a factory in China, so if that is something that concerns you, just want to let you know that it is that. But so far, with my interaction with the customer service person who reached out to me about this, shipping went well, and the product came as it should. And anyway, you can read all about them. They apparently are based in San Francisco as their U.S. Base. I'm sure that they have a base in China as well. That's that. You guys have a great day. I will see you on the next video. This has taken me way longer than I had anticipated. I thought I was going to be done with this sooner than later. I came out here at 9 o'clock in the morning. It is now just afternoon. I have to go have lunch. I don't know if I'm going to draw anymore today. I have managed to get paint on my watch, which is awesome. I'm a mess. But I need to clean up my desk before I do anything else. So I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to clean up my desk, and I'll see if I want to come back and paint again or draw today, or if I'm just going to wait until the next time I have a chance to record. But anyway, you guys have a great day. This has been a long video. I'm sorry. I had to stitch these two together, so hopefully that will work. And yeah, I will see you on the next video. I was not paid to give my opinion. They just said, here's some product. Please review it for us. Honest opinion. They didn't request anything. I know some places request a particular feedback, but they just said, make your honest opinion. And so I have done so. And I will continue to do so as I use these products more. And I'll let you know if there's a drawback to any of them. I'll absolutely let you know. But right now, so far so good. I'm excited to use them, and hope you guys have a great day. Let me put something that would be more fun for a thumbnail out, because yeah, let's just, there we go. That would make a more better thumbnail. More better. Yes, something like that. Okay, much more better for a thumbnail. I will see you guys on the next video. You guys have a great day. Do something nice for someone today. Order them some art supplies and ship them off to them. There are a variety of pricing points here, so that was cool. And yeah, I'll see you later. Yeah, I have no idea why I'm continuing to talk. I just need to stop. Just stop. Don't be nice to each other, okay? Bye.